This is one of the pods here you can sleep in. $700 a month for the cheapest place in San Francisco. And there's my future bed, maybe. I'm in the pod. Isn't this great? You can even see my feet. I'm in the pod, dude.
San Francisco has a massive housing crisis, but how can this be fixed? Welcome to San Francisco, or as I like to call it, San Francisco. Known for its distinct charm, this city also boasts sky-high living costs, with average rent hitting $3,000 a month for spaces that can barely fit your bed, microwave, and bathroom next to each other. As properties become scarcer, the cost of living continues to soar. However, this tech hub is home to forward-thinking innovators eager to tackle the problem with creative solutions, like shared pod housing. If you go deep enough into conspiracy theories, San Francisco is their nightmare dystopia.
You will eat the bugs, live in pods, own nothing, and you will be happy.
Yet, in reality, some residents are willingly embracing pod living due to exorbitant housing prices. In a city where earning $100,000 per year is considered low income, pod living is not just for the homeless or college students with part-time jobs. Some of these pod residents are potential millionaires and entrepreneurs. The question remains, are these pods really a bad thing? I certainly don't think so. But let's give you a chance to make that decision yourself after this exclusive interview. I'll sit down with the owners, Christina and James, of Brownstone Living's shared housing facility in the heart of San Francisco. We'll discover their trials and tribulations, their mission, and if they truly think this is the future of housing. We'll even go on a quick tour. Enjoy the video.
All right, everyone, here I'm in San Francisco at Brownstone Shared Housing with James and Christina. Thank you all for allowing me to interview you. This is really sick.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, no problem. So just run me through like the background of this place. Like, how'd you all come up with this idea and what was your driving force?
Yeah, so it started out of each of our independent housing struggles that we had before we even met. So I was finishing up college. I couldn't find a place to stay. I was couch surfing and couldn't afford anywhere in Palo Alto. And so I ended up finding this hacker house that just stacked a bunch of bunk beds in every possible room in the house, children's bunk beds from IKEA. And they were renting by the day, and it was a lot of people. It was chaotic. But the guy let me stay in the basement for free if I wrote software to automate his booking process. And that's where I realized that this housing need was a big problem, not just for poor people like me, but also there were doctors, lawyers, Google employees, everyone living in that house because they didn't need to sign a year-long lease, but they were there in Palo Alto for an opportunity, just like me. And I realized that there's so many people like that, and that a business like that could really help a lot of people if it was done properly with compassion and thought. And so that's what got me thinking about it. But I was way too poor to start a business right out of college. So I finally was able to graduate, and I went to the California State Auditor's Office where I worked for a few years, and that's where I met Christina.
Mm-hmm.
And
For me, similarly, it was based on my own housing struggles. So throughout my life, I've been housing unstable. But when I came out to California, I was doing a leadership program that provided me housing. And after that leadership program ended, I lost my housing, and I was in my car for a while, like trying to figure out what to do. Honestly, I was terrified, and I thought about this concept where it's essentially Brownstone as it is today, but minus the pods. I was like, I'll literally rent anything. I'll rent a bunk bed. I just need a toilet, really. Like, I was looking at storage sheds. Storage sheds didn't have toilets, no showers. I didn't care about the showers. Like, I just need a roof above my head, and it was something that's safe. And I'll do literally anything. But so I thought about this idea, and at the time, I had no resources to actually start a company like this. I just thought, like, if somebody started this company, I would feel so loved. And little did I know that I'd be the one starting this company for everyone else. And it's my form of giving back to the world and loving other people and providing something that is so needed.
Yeah. And so we met working together on the same team. And I always wanted to quit that job and start a company to solve this problem because I knew it wasn't going to fix itself. And especially working in government, you see that the government isn't going to fix it ever, even if they say they are. And Christina and I were such a great team, and I was thinking this could be a co-founder. And then we were driving in a van to Fresno from Sacramento. So we had a lot of time to talk. And she was talking about her housing journey, and she was actually a landlord at that time. So she had saved up working and bought a couple properties.
Oh, cool.
And I got her perspective as a landlord wanting to charge lower rent, and she had a vision for subdividing her units. And I thought, okay, this is actually the perfect co-founder for kind of what I wanted to build. And then the rest is history. We kind of just put our heads together, and this is what we came up with.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, that's an amazing story. I'm so happy you two met. Like, yeah, things work out perfectly all the time, it seems.
does.
Yeah, because if I had designed this company by myself, it would not look like this.
Yeah. So you were like the interior design
Yeah.
genius. Okay. Yeah.
James is an extreme minimalist.
Yeah, I'm the type
I don't
of
blame you.
person that would not have a bed. I just sleep on the floor or a desk. In college, I traded my mattress with my friend so he could put two mattresses together and have a big mattress, and I traded it for his desk so I could put two desks together, and then I just slept on top of my desk.
And then had like your computer or something on the
Yeah,
other
I
end.
just wanted more space to work, and I didn't need the bed taking up a quarter of the room.
Did you read Goodbye Things by Fumio Sasaki?
No, it sounds like
You should read that book. I mean, you already, like, if you're already an extreme minimalist, you already know, but
Probably don't read the book. Actually.
yeah, like, you probably could, like, write it over. No, it's my favorite book ever, because it's like, I don't seem like it, but I love minimalism. But it's just so hard to get rid of things, honestly. It's so hard to, like, oh, I need this part for my camera, but, you know, that's how it is.
It's second nature for me. And so it works well because Christina actually designed the pods. So I'm really good at setting the constraints, and then she brings, you know, the love and the comfort into it. And it's really worked out.
Awesome. And, like, how are you all keeping the rent so low? Because for those that don't know, this place garnered a lot of attention from one of the residents here that made a tweet saying, hey, I only pay $700 a month to live in San Francisco. And it caught fire, went super viral. And the main thing for me that I saw was, like, how are you doing $700 per month in San Fran? Like, how were you able to keep it at that price point?
Yeah, so this building used to be a bank, so it wasn't residential. I think a lot of residential real estate is overpriced. Commercial real estate, not as much. You can get a good deal on rent. I would say we, as a company, and we've done this in Palo Alto already as well, we price everything for scale and to be fully utilized. I know you could, if I had an MBA, I would probably just charge $1,400 and be okay with it being half full. But it was just like less cost and then same revenue. But we actually made this for people, so we priced it where it would be 100% full basically. And as long as that's the case, we're able to pay as we're leasing this building, so we're able to pay the lease and then have a little more that we could keep the company going.
Oh, that's perfect. So in terms of, like, it being full, I mean, even before the article, how were y'all reaching out to that audience to bring in more residents?
It's pretty easy. There's people looking for housing. Just either reply to people seeking housing, or you just put a general Craigslist or Facebook marketplace out there and see if people are interested. And a lot of people were interested. We've also had a ton of people apply to our Palo Alto house. We opened that 2 years ago. So a lot of the people who applied, we figured they might need to stay in San Francisco, so we just reached out to them.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
And wow, okay, 2 years. So how long has this been going on?
Here?
Yeah, like this whole journey.
Oh, the whole journey.
We started 3 years ago on October 5th,
Oh, nice.
2020. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the true start date.
Yeah, we quit our jobs during the pandemic
Yep.
and started working on this full time.
Wow, that's so cool. And like 3 years. Oh my gosh. And you've got all this, and you've got how many locations now? Like 5, I believe?
We have the 3 in California, the one in Bakersfield, one in Palo Alto, and one here. And we're trying to open up in New York next month, so 2 properties there. So 5 soon, but 3 currently.
Okay. And no plans for LA?
So we were looking to open up in LA and East LA, and we found that a lot of the demand at that time, at least, was in West LA. So we didn't end up opening that house. But yeah, that would have been, basically would have taken the pods that we put in this place that would have been in East LA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's not too much going on over in East LA. Yeah, everything's in Santa Monica, so
Yeah.
yeah, that would have been a tough ask. And like in terms of like screening and everything, like how do you all handle that here? And not just for this property, but elsewhere too?
Yeah, the first step is we have an application, but it's not the typical, what's your credit score, how much money do you make? We try to get to know the people as people, and we ask an open-ended question. We just ask, tell us a story. And that tells us almost everything we need to know about someone based on what they put into that form. You'd be surprised how many people just say no. And it just shows they don't have the patience to live with 20-something other people, and so it's easy to cut them out. And then if they get through that step and we have availability, we do a video call. And I video call all of the residents to make sure that they understand the house and that they're open to living here.
And I'm assuming it's like a diverse range of people. Like it'll be like software engineers here, and then designers here, and then some people may, I don't know, work at like Walgreens or something. Would you all say like that's a fair range?
Mm-hmm. It definitely differs based on which location you're looking at. So in Palo Alto, we have a lot of people who are interns or restaurant interns actually in the area. And then in San Francisco, we have a lot of AI tech workers, also Palo Alto as well. And then in Bakersfield, though, we have steel welders and people who work at Pizza Hut and people who are like doing, actually an Amazon
like
warehouse.
Flex? Or, the warehouse there.
Yeah, so they're managing in the Amazon warehouse. So it's all over the place in Bakersfield, actually.
It's Bakersfield. Did you all open that one as a result of like a housing insecurity, or is it like what was the reason behind the Bakersfield one, at least?
Yeah, so that's my personal residence actually over there. I don't live there, but that's my house that I own. And so I wanted to test out what's it like to be a landlord. But I also noticed that what is happening in Bakersfield is actually also happening here in San Francisco. They're having a huge housing shortage, and they only had 1% availability in their rental units. And I was like, okay, if people are struggling there, we should open up a house and see how it goes. And so that was the reasoning behind that.
Yeah, we had a guy in Bakersfield who he ended up staying with us for a year, but he was saying the only other place he saw that was available was $2,000 a month for a studio in Bakersfield. And he was thinking about not doing his teaching program at Cal State Bakersfield, but he stayed with us for a year, graduated, and now he's teaching actually up in the Bay Area.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So then maybe you can come to this one sometime too. Yeah. Wow, you all are like lifesavers, honestly. You're doing a lot with this.
In Bakersfield, honestly, 2 people told us they would have been dead without us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was actually very shocked, but one of them used to be homeless right before he came into our house. There's actually a few people around here that used to be homeless, and they're like young people who have a lot going for them, and they're just, circumstances have brought them to the place where it brought me. And but now they're able to have that house, and they're able to get back on their feet and get a job. And I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you all about that too. Like in LA, there's a lot of like hotels, for example, that partner with the government to give like homeless people housing or like a discounted fee into that. Is that something? And they're not necessarily like pods, but they're more like studio hotel rooms. They'll have like the sink here and then maybe like a air fryer. My last like interview I did, they lived in one of the like hotels, and they had like a bathroom and air fryer and like a sink. Is that something that you all would look into, is partnering up with maybe like SF's city government to offer something similar for a discounted price like homeless people, or?
Definitely. So what we would want to do is provide our beds in whatever location that they would be able to provide us. So we're thinking of office spaces. There's a lot of unused space right now. And we would essentially set up our beds and then set up the common spaces, and we would partner with somebody to operate that. So I definitely think that it's a solution to ending homelessness in the city.
Yeah, that's what I really wanted to find out too, because the first thing that I thought of with these places is, of course, housing crisis. There's a lot of homeless people here. We're in an area really where there are like a lot of like homeless people. Like if you're driving down the street, you'll see some. So that's my main thing. Like, what's this really meant to tackle the homelessness crisis or the housing shortage crisis here, opposed to like there's a lot of engineers, guys making like $150,000, $200,000, and they want to, skimp and save money on rent.
Yeah, so you need both. I think all of the people here, let's say there's 28 people. Right now we're not as full because it's December, but say there's 28 people here. If you just break them up into groups of 3 or 4 and they get together and combine their income and take up a unit, that puts a lot of pressure, unnecessarily pressure on the housing stock that takes it from families and things like that. So even if everyone here was making good money, then the existence of this place would still relieve a lot of pressure, because a lot of these people don't need their own furnished year lease apartment, but families of course do, because you have children in school and things like that, and you're in an area for a long term. But I think a lot of the people here, the reason why we did this is because a lot of the people here actually don't make a lot of money. They will eventually if what they're working on works out, but they're taking a lot of risk. When you're an entrepreneur, you're not making any money, and so this is kind of a lifeline that allows them to do what they need to do, whether it's school or getting a job and starting your first career. But the reason we did it for profit is because we knew from our experience in government that government isn't looking for new solutions to these problems. And I won't be super cynical about the government, but I'm just being realistic about having worked in government for 4 years, knowing that they're only doing what's directly in front of them, and that's going to continue forever, and these problems will never be solved unless the private sector does it. So we're solving housing insecurity because the types of people who will live here will pay us, and that'll allow us to grow. And then with the homelessness, and Christina can talk more about the homelessness, our plan for that, but once we are a more robust company and what we've shown is we've proven the concept, so like people want to live here. We're not torturing anyone. People choose to live in our spaces. We've had one person in Palo Alto stay there for 2 years in a pod. Of course, you get an entire shared house, and he really likes the community, and we've learned all of that. And so this is something that we can take to the city and say, hey, people like living this way. You get a nice community, and it's not the street. It can be a solution for the housing crisis.
And like, how long are typical leases? Because this person did 2 years. Were they just renewing every 6 months or 3 months, or is it like a month-to-month type thing standard?
Yeah, month to month.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, generally the average stay is about 6 months.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's pretty good.
And have there been any like companies being founded by the members themselves? Because this is a huge entrepreneurship space. Have they like gone together and like, okay, I'm not doing my company idea, I'm gonna do both? No.
Yeah, actually.
That's cool.
It's funny that you say that, because this just happened 2 weeks ago, where 3 people, they're all AI tech founders, came here separately to work on their own thing. And then they found that they really liked each other, that they worked well together, and that they had so many different ideas. And they're like, you know what? Let's scrap our companies and let's start a company together.
That's cool.
So they actually went out to Tahoe and founded a company in a little cabin, and then came back here, and now they're working on it in our house. So it's super cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've also seen companies come in, and just by being here, they're able to have access and raise money and stay longer than they would have. Because a lot of people, will come out to San Francisco or Palo Alto for 1 week and try to meet with as many investors as possible. But with here, you can form relationships and you have a much better chance at finding a quality investor or someone who understands what you're doing. So we've seen people raise money for their startups as well.
Awesome. What do you all do, just to shift the conversation? I can talk to you guys about this all day, honestly. But what do you all do if you need to like evict someone? Is this like I'm assuming you all never have to deal with this because it's paid up front, but like, has anyone ever tried to overstay or cause issues?
Not exactly. So in Bakersfield, it's definitely a challenge to get people to pay on time, because I think economically it's such a challenging area. And so we definitely won't be opening more houses in Bakersfield. It can be more of a charity at times, because people lose their job frequently and just don't spend their money properly. But in the Bay Area, non-payment typically isn't an issue. And we're not the type of people who will say, rent was due on the 1st at 12 a.m., so get out, your code doesn't work by. So normally we work with people, just say, hey, you haven't paid rent, and they'll say, oh, I get paid on the 5th, and that tends to be fine, as long as it's not everyone doing it, and most people pay right on time, and so that's how it's able to work.
Awesome. Have there been any like security issues ever here? Because like, of course, we're in San Francisco. It gets a bad rap for the homeless people, drug users, things like that. There's always, oh, they're stealing from the stores or bipping the cars. Has there ever been anything like here, like noteworthy, that is like, okay, we should tighten up security, or residents are feeling unsafe or whatever?
Well, we have so many people who live here, so if there is anything, like, sometimes people tell me, there's a guy at the door, like, rubbing his face all over the door and stuff. Okay, that's
really
our
wants to see
homeless
inside.
resident or homeless neighbors, he'll be fine. But yeah, if we ever need to call the cops, like, we will, but we haven't had to call any cops. So that's been good. And then, yeah, with like so many people living here, there is a sense of security and safety because people look out for each other.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, I feel really safe here.
The biggest thing is they steal our trash cans.
Yeah.
And they'll light them on fire.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what are they doing?
Yeah, we put them out in the back, and then the homeless people will come in.
Well,
take them.
you'll see it around San Francisco. You'll see people pushing trash bins as it's like a storage.
Yeah.
Storage. So it's not personal.
Yeah,
They see
yeah.
it there, and it's been recently emptied. They'll just take it for a ride.
Yeah,
That's my trash can.
I see that in Skid Row a lot. I make a lot of videos on Skid Row. So, like, and my old job was there, so I'd see it every day. Like, guys are outside or pushing their baskets. Some would have, like, so much stuff, like TVs and iPads and all on there. It was crazy. It was,
Yeah.
very cool.
So I'm familiar with LA homelessness. It's a lot different than San Francisco homelessness. San Francisco homelessness is not as dangerous or criminally insane. I think LA has a lot of prison to the street funnels.
Yeah.
Where they just dump you out in downtown LA, and you just go Skid Row or a place like that, and you have mental issues or criminal inclinations. San Francisco has more drugs, and people typically aren't violent or messing with you. They're just on drugs. You'll see a lot of people just incapacitated one way or the other, and you're just kind of, it's unpleasant, but it doesn't make you feel unsafe.
Yeah, like as a girl, I could actually walk around alone and not feel unsafe. And so, I mean, that's my test of things. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm out there walking around and people aren't harassing me, then I feel good.
Do you all plan on doing, it's like separating, because this is a co-ed facility. Is there ever going to be in the future, well, we got a male-only dorm, we got a female-only dorm, anything like that?
Nope. We've actually found that people balance each other out. All genders balance each other out. And so when we originally started, we split them up because we thought that that's what people wanted. And some people do, but then it's it actually causes a lot of drama.
Of course, yeah.
So once we started doing the mixed genders, then it all simmered down.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and I think our houses tend to be more for men, just in general. In terms of who is drawn to it, it could be like part of it is the areas that we're in, but Palo Alto tends to be more 50-50, but San Francisco tends to be mostly men applying. So just all depends. But in general, we don't split up the genders because we make sure everyone do a slight background check on everyone, make sure no one's on any lists that you should have living with other people. But and we get to know people's personalities, and it's kind of like a family when you live here.
Yeah. And also with the beds, like they're private, so it's not weird to be like a girl sleeping in your own pod, and then somebody else is like a guy who's next to you, and it's like, because you can't see them, and you just go inside and it's fully private, and so it enables that sort of lifestyle. So I like it.
For sure. Yeah, speaking of privacy too, like what are people doing to like store their things? Is there like a locker system here? And also in terms of privacy, just to get this just to get this out here, are there any people who like date each other here and then like, you know, they need their own like privacy? Or
So because it's long term, I'm gonna go with the locker one first. Because it's long term, yeah, we don't have any sort of lockers. We do have icon labels where they have spaces around the house that is good for their storage. So if they wanted to lock it up, they can. But we don't provide any sort of locker system. It actually, people watch out for each other's stuff. We have the opposite problem where somebody might leave their computer on the table and no one wants to touch it because it's somebody else's computer.
lots of trust here.
It's very, everyone's very trusting. I love it. And then as for the dating, so we actually don't have any rules on dating, which is pretty cool because people will meet each other here, and it's fully open to that. But if they needed to get a room, they'll go to a hotel.
Yeah, I'd figure it at this point. No, people are wild. People are wild. I swear. Even like, because when I go to like Europe and stay in hostels, people just, they don't care.
Oh yeah, no, it's not like that.
It's crazy.
Well,
No.
see, the thing about hostels is someone could be here one day and you'll never see
Yeah.
it in your life. Here you have that accountability of if you act a fool and don't respect everyone, you'll have to see them every day.
Yeah, I know. It's super awkward. Like,
Yeah, everyone knows. Like, oh, that guy. Yeah, did you hear what he was watching last night? Yeah. So.
yeah, I know. But, yeah, you have that accountability here.
It moderates behavior for sure.
That's awesome. And just so I don't take up too much of your time, I guess I'll ask my final few questions. The original tweet by Christian, there's a lot of comments there that's like hating on this. Like they say it's very dystopian. They really scrutinize this entire idea, which I don't agree with, obviously, because I think this is fantastic. How do you all respond to things like that, like the dystopian question or like the future of housing being everyone's in a pod, everyone's eating, like drinking Soylent every day, you know?
I think in general we don't. We respond by continuing to serve our customers because I'd say it's polarizing. The people who understand what our customers need, they're not saying really mean comments online because they've lived this experience of trying to make it in San Francisco and they realize that this is actually great. So you're actually with people, you have some privacy, it's not taking all the money you've ever made in your life, and it's flexible, so if you don't like it, you can always leave, and it's in the location where you need to be. And that's the main thing for us, as long as we know, based on our experience and living with our customers from time to time, like when we first made the Palo Alto house, we stayed there for almost a year. The very first house, so things weren't perfect. So we lived the pain of our customers when things weren't working, and saw the success when things were working. So from our perspective, we kind of think it's strange, and I don't really pay attention to it because we're focused on making the best product we can.
And it's definitely misguided. I've read some things and I'm like, oh, okay, it's not really based in what we're actually doing. There's a lot of misinformation out there. But yeah, we have got some hate mail, like physical hate mail, and I kind of like that because should I say what we got? Okay.
Can I guess off camera?
Okay.
Do you think that this is the future of housing? Are we all going to be, not just in San Francisco or big cities, big densely populated cities like this, are we all going to be in common spaces?
Yes and no. So no. This is for, let's say there's 100,000 people who are living in their car or stuck at home and want to pursue an opportunity or school and they literally can't, or they're completely lonely in what they're doing. Something like this will be great for them, and it'll be part of the future. It'll be an option rather than right now. The options we have are live in your car, go homeless, die, be poor, don't pursue opportunities. So this will take some of those away, and if this is the lowest option of housing in society, then I think that's a win. But I think in general, the future is more shared, whether that means where you used to buy a single family ranch home with an acre of land, now you buy an ADU in the backyard or a house in the backyard, or you co-own a house and you live somewhere 6 months and somewhere else another 6 months. The future is definitely trending more shared because we just have limited real estate.
Awesome.
On the topic of homelessness, going forward next year, my personal goal is to end homelessness in San Francisco. And I honestly think that it can be done. And we have a team of people that we're bringing together. We are asking for help from anyone who can help us. And it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it'd be
Honestly,
awesome.
yeah, saving the city.
You hear a lot of scrutiny now. There's like YouTubers. I don't know if you've heard of Tyler Oliveira. He makes videos similar to this. He goes around the nation and makes videos like this. But he like posts a lot of stuff about like exposing people who are on councils and everything. Oh, you're paying yourself $130,000 a year to essentially perpetuate homelessness. So it's like, how are you all going to like overcome things like that where people are using homelessness to keep their own interest afloat?
Yeah, because you have to work within the structure. So the structure that we can work within is that they use these point in time counts to justify needing more shelters. So basically there's a application of the law in California where if the city doesn't have enough beds for every homeless person to go to, then the police can't clear out encampments or ask people to move. And the city actually they say that they want to move people, but there aren't enough beds. And so we have a way our product is not that expensive. It's relatively inexpensive. So even if private philanthropy funded it, we would be able to get enough beds and work with the existing nonprofits that serve the homeless population already and have a heart for actually solving the problem. They just don't have the beds. We can work with them to actually suddenly have enough beds in San Francisco for the homeless people to go to. And then I guess the ball would be in the city's court to actually do something about it, but they would no longer have the excuse of, well, there just aren't enough shelters. How will we build more shelters? It'll cost. We were at an event the other day and this lady was saying, oh, it'll only cost $200 million to put all of these tiny homes down. Like, where are you going to put tiny homes
In San Fran, exactly.
Yeah, and the land. Like, where do you find the land?
So that just creates an excuse. They can say, well, it's $200 million, and where do we get all the land? With us, there'll be no excuse. We have the vacant office space. The beds are not that expensive. It's well within the realm of philanthropy funding the whole thing, and then it's just about the city actually using it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is something I should distinguish. It's something that's separate from what we're doing right now with students and interns and people who are here for their tech jobs. It's definitely separate than that because we're going to be working with the local shelters.
It's perfect. I mean, I'm so grateful that you all were able to accommodate my request for a video interview. Like, this is really awesome. Like, I'd love to take a look, I guess, at any of like the empty pods. That'd be cool.
Yeah, we'll show you a pod. And
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
All right, so this is a quick tour of the lobby. Fun fact, this used to be a bank. That's why you'll notice the long desk here. Although I didn't capture a ton of footage of it, I did get some fun clips of me fooling around. There's some small study rooms and quiet areas here for the residents too.
All right, let me keep it down, you know. I'm gonna keep it down a little because there may be someone in here sleeping, you know. This is one of the pods here you can sleep in. $700 a month for the cheapest place in San Francisco. It's pretty sick too. Oh, these are from IKEA? These are...
They're mattresses.
Okay, IKEA mattresses. We're chilling. Then you've got your guy up here, and then you can like follow me into the shot. Like, This is actually really comfortable too, and you've got some. You can hang some stuff here. What is this? This is like a speaker or something. I don't know. And then.
Smoke detector.
I'm so stupid. Wow, a smoke detector right here. And what are these? Just dimming? Oh yeah. Cool. Oh, nice. Oh, and fans? You can get a fan in here. And 4 USBs. Awesome. Wake up in the morning. You can wake up in the morning and check yourself out, you know? This place is sick. Like, I would really like low-key live here.
It's really nice.
It's actually nice.
It's actually really nice.
It's sort of better than my bed at home. Because, yeah, I'd rather, isn't that telling? I'd rather live in the pod than the bedroom at my house.
I do, that's why.
This is funny. In the pod. Look at me, I'm in the pod. Isn't this great? You can even see my feet. I'm in the pod, dude. These are all the pods here. This is where everyone sleeps. It's actually really quiet. I know it's, you know, middle of the day on a Friday, but still, it's fairly nice, you know. But there's my future bed, maybe. No. This is the personal quarters here. I'm really in the big house right now. This is the White House, or like the Oval Office of this place, of Brownstone. I'm chilling. We've got some drip right here, if you will, you know. This is like the perfect place for like podcasting or something, you know. Like you come in here, yeah, 'cause the lighting's cool. You get like a nice camera with some nice bokeh. Oh wow, that would be perfect. Oh, this is still on me. Oh, I didn't even realize. Low key, yeah. This is comfortable, and it's like quiet too, right? Like this is noise isolated, sorta. Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. And you both are here in this one, or?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Okay.
and the pod's right there.
Oh, these are pods. You mind if I show a pod? Who snores?
Sometimes, James. But not really.
Oh, this is cute. Oh, this is so, you've totally maximized your space here. Like, here, let me take him. May I? Or the little sloth too. There's a sloth buddy. Look. Wow. And here we are. Boom. He's chilling down here. Yeah, this is awesome. I really like legitimately would live here, you know. You're living good. You know? Cool. Yeah, let's go down. We're gonna go down to storage. We're storing stuff, you know. Oh, this is like oh, sorry, bro. There's people right there, so yeah, I'm gonna cut off the. Stop recording. Stop recording. The red one up top. Oh, but yeah. All right. This is the storage. We're gonna store stuff down here. You know. These are the icon label filing cabinets where everyone's like they put their stuff there, so they have to store anything. But of course, if it's like month to month, odds are you're not bringing your entire like closet for here or like your Xbox and everything. Well, do people bring their Xboxes? That's cool. I wanna. Yeah.
Mostly for convenience.
This is like a storage area for everyone's stuff. Really nice. All through here. And then there's like a common, well, like a area to chill over here and one over here. I don't want to get the guy, but yeah, it's really sick. It's like a common area to chill in. And we've got like a kitchen here too. We can cook up in here. Oh, these are from Target. Yeah, I love those. You all are really economical, because these are like the best like cheap bowls. I pay like I think $2, and I use it every day. But yeah, we've got a vending machine here, kitchen here, fridge 1, fridge 2, because there's like 20 people living here, and it's actually clean. This is literally cleaner than my house and my kitchen. I'm serious.
We didn't clean before you guys came here either.
This is the type of stuff you'll see on Temu, and they'll force you to keep shopping for hours because you click on one and then they show you 50 other kitchen things too. It's like, all right, damn it, I need to buy this one too.
Works pretty well.
Yeah, this is awesome. And then this is the shower area. So like, how's like the shower stuff here work? Like, is it like a wait time? Do you guys have to just like have someone, they'll sign on, we're gonna shower at 9 or 10, or I'm gonna shower at 4 a.m., or is it just haphazard? People just organize themselves?
Yeah, it's first come, first serve. It's not ideal. We want to add more showers eventually if the city will let us. But yeah, for most people, everyone's on a different schedule, so it works out. Some people are night showers, some people are day. And a lot of people have a gym membership or somewhere they can go. But we do have kind of a mini shower wait list for those rush hour times, like 9 a.m., where people will come, the shower is locked, and they'll write their name on the list. So the people who would come later would know that there's someone waiting to shower. And so it's on a little chalkboard right next to the shower.
Is there like a, is there, do people like just wipe or whatever like this? Like, do they just go to the bathroom and get like a towel and call it a day? Or is it just like...
I've never heard of anyone doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, whenever I need to use the shower, it's always open except for one time when I had to wait. It's like I've been living here for 6 months, so it's literally just one time.
Cool.
Yeah, if you're not right at 9 a.m., then you probably don't have to wait. And if you are, then you're used to waiting, so you can kind of work it out with the other people who normally shower at that time.
Was the shower already like here and built, or did you guys have to add that? Or...
So we had to add it, but we added one, and then we were going to add more, but by the time we were going to add more, the city had already came and said, oh, everything has to be permitted. It's because they couldn't get us on the pods, because the pods are just furniture, so there's nothing that needed to be permitted there.
Yeah.
But apparently if you just add a shower in your bathroom, then you have to get a permit for that. I don't think anyone ever does that, but now that we're on the city's radar, we have to wait for that process, and that affects how much it costs and which plumbers will do it.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely slowed down adding showers. But eventually we want to have at least two, but maybe 3 showers in an ideal world. But at least we got the one in before the scrutiny came.
Well, yeah, at least that beats the whole, oh, this is illegal thing, because you guys have permits, and obviously you need to do something legally and have permits. I really don't understand these people train of thought. I really don't get it, but yeah, this is awesome. Let's take a look at the shower. Hopefully, well, things aren't going to get steamy in there.
That's for Snapchat.
Oh yeah, that's for Snap. Oh, this is cool. Did you guys buy the body wash and things like that too, or the shampoo, or?
No, those are people's. Yeah.
They're cool.
Yeah, I think they're like now community soaps.
Yeah. Oh shit. So people just have their towels and stuff. Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Yeah, this is for extra storage for people if they wanted to put the little toiletries there. It's convenience.
Nice. How's the maintenance schedule here? Do you all have like all right, every 2 months, whatever, the plumber will come, or like the, I don't know, electrician will come? Or is it like as
needed.
Yeah, as needed.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we have the cleaners come in every month for this house since it's really big.
Nice. Cool.
But
Well,
everyone cleans themselves too. But
okay.
cleaners for sanitary reasons, just to make sure.
Oops. I'm being so loud. Oh my god. And then
This room is super ugly. I set it all up and then people moved it around a little bit. But it's like extra storage if you wanted to hang your clothes. Each
Oh, that's
person has a
perfect.
spot still.
Oh, and Lost and Found too.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Lost and Found.
Very resourceful. It would have taken me like 6 years to figure out to do Lost and Found, to be honest. But yeah, this is cool. Like there's more than enough space here. I mean, it feels like we're in like a small. Well, I mean, this is a big building, but it's like it's supposed to be like small living, but it feels like you have so much room,
Yeah.
to put stuff and be an individual amongst 20-something people.
Yep.
And this bathroom's only for women, or is it like an all gender thing?
No. We left the signs on.
Okay,
This
perfect.
bathroom is mostly unfinished.
I'm scared. I was scared to
so-
go in. I was like, okay.
Yeah, like with this one, I ripped the sign off, but
Oh, this is huge too. What the hell? Is this from the bank? The 10,000, 5,000?
That's from the bank. Yeah, like I said, this bathroom is unfinished.
Well, if only they kept the money in there, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, yeah, I think this is they do. Yeah, okay, so they do have like a shower wait list here, and you can put your initials. For privacy reasons, we're not going to show the whole board.
None of our residents do that.
Nice resident.
I didn't record a proper outro with Christina and James since we were having so much fun, but let me know in the comments, would you want to live in one of these? I personally wouldn't mind, especially with their plans to expand to high-cost living markets like LA and even New York, a city that we will explore in a future video. Despite their growth, they still face scrutiny from San Francisco. It's ironic how a city with high housing prices and out-of-control homelessness attacks pod living communities for code and safety violations. The city isn't against these structures, but they want a process, and this process could take some time. Prospective residents and business pioneers really can't wait months or years. I wish the city was as aggressive at mitigating literal human feces and used heroin needles on the ground, but hey, it's whatever, apparently. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for future videos. Thanks for watching.